The next person coming up on stage, you got to say something special about him.
It's really difficult. It's really difficult because before everybody starts panicking, it's not a person from YouTube. We never talk about a client that way. The next person is actually an ace performer who's here to make you laugh. I know a lot of you may have seen him performing. He's mildly schizophrenic. He can basically assume the identity of just about anyone on a cricket field. Anyone who's ever walked onto a cricket field, plays cricket, the walk, the way they stand, the way they bat, they catch, they bowl, he can pretty much just become that person. In fact, he spends 5 minutes with someone, he can copy them.
And he's a shining star. A lot of shine when he walks in as well, because of the shine on his head.
The reflector.
Which is the reflector on his head.
Bold and
wonderful
the beautiful.
bloke. The bold and the beautiful. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen,
Comedian par extraordinaire, Vikram
Vikram
Sathaye.
Sathaye.
Thank you very much for the loudest round of applause I have ever received in my life. Come on, shabash, shabash. Well done. Ricky Ponting, Sachin Tendulkar and Harbhajan Singh will be playing in the same team this time. Please clap for this at least. Sachin Tendulkar got the Order of Australia a couple of months back by taking Ricky Ponting for $400,000, somebody who has just retired. We are just repaying back the favor to the Australian government. We did not stop at that. Neeta Ambani went ahead and paid $1 million to Glenn Maxwell. I think that's amazing because she has assured uranium supplies from Australia to India for the next 100 years, irrespective of the nuclear treaty. That is the power of IPL diplomacy. And you thought IPL was only for commercial reasons. So lots of things happening in the world of cricket. And you know what I like about the franchisees is that they completely destroyed the mental state of Aussie cricketers. Because most of the big Aussie cricketers are actually getting less money than the rookie cricketer. And possibly the franchisees are thinking to themselves that, you know, let's cause mental disintegration to the Aussies, what they have caused to the rest of the world in terms of sledging. But one person they have always made a mistake sledging is Virendra Sehwag. And I saw Doug Bollinger once during the IPL on YouTube. It's a great clip where Doug Bollinger actually comes and sledges to Sehwag. And every time he comes and sledges to Sehwag, Sehwag does this. At one point, I wanted to go to Doug Bollinger and tell him, do not sledge to Sehwag because it's a lost cause. Because the decision to hit the six has been taken a week before. It doesn't matter. Sehwag doesn't even give a good interview to Ravi because he knows Ravi asks technical questions to him in English. So Ravi will go, Sehwag, the ball was coming onto the bat, not much grass on it. Whatever little grass is basically dead grass rolled on to keep the wicket together. What Sehwag's answer? ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, ball बल्ले पे आ रही थी, मैंने मार दी बस. You can clap for Sehwag. Come on, shabash. But that happens with Viru. But you know, many of the IPL cricketers, especially the foreign players, have told me that coming to India, you get sledged in 22 different languages. And it's amazing because this philosophy I've not understand. Whenever we meet a foreigner, first we teach them like Ma Behan Galis. This is something which I've never understood as a psychology. And that's why the Indian leverage when it comes to sledging has gone down completely. The good part though is a lot of Indian cricketers have learnt English during the IPL. And Kapil Dev had to rely on Rapidex. And Kapil Dev's English and Shrikant's Hindi destroyed the educational fabric of this country. Lots of cricketers made lost, like for example, a Pakistani cricketer called Shabbir Ahmed said there's a lot of moisturizer on the wicket. From that perspective, if you look at it, IPL, Munaf Patel spent so much of time with Sean Pollock that I'm convinced he can give the TOEFL exam today. Sometimes I think somebody who sledged all of us, especially co-commentators and in IPL, was a gentleman called Navjot Singh Sidhu. Dermot Reeve was asked which was your favorite moment of the World Cup. He said, Sidhu allowing me one line to speak. Apparently, Ayaz Memon was told to do an extra over of commentary and Sidhu spoke for the next 6 balls. So somebody asked Ayaz that, how was your commentary? He says, last over was a maiden over. And Sidhu has destroyed everybody's life, including Imran Khan, who's like, you know, Imran is Imran. He's going to win the elections this year. He's an Oxford-educated man, not realizing that Shakespeare is truly born in Patiala. So he said to Inzamam is a good player. I think Inzamam is optimistic. Hey, wait, Imran Bhai! Optimist is the one who thinks bullshit is a fertilizer. Imran never recovered from this shock. He was more happy under house arrest than under Musharraf than being in the commentary box with Navjot Singh Sidhu. Then on an interview he said, मगरमच्छ कुत्ते को काटता है, मगर पानी के बाहर कुत्ता भी मगरमच्छ को काटता है. I think Ganguly left the interview, he thought he was called the Kutta. So Sidhu causes this damage and only my friend Gaurav Kapoor and Kocher can handle this man. But he's important for IPL and YouTube needs to do a deal with him and me and we'll make more money than what we're expecting. The other thing good about IPL is IPL has equaled people's revenues. For example, fast bowlers. Indian fast bowlers like Jaydev Unadkat, if you look at RP Singh, Pankaj Singh, all these guys have made good money. And you have to understand that fast bowling is very tough. Indians don't have that physicality in them. Gujaratis, for example, don't even know there are body parts inside. I mean, Mr. Shah in my building figured out he had a heart when he got a bypass done. So if you look at it, it is good that Indian fast bowlers are making money. And we are a feudalistic society. If you remember, rich man owns the means of production. Even as kids, when young kids we played, there was a rich guy who got the bat and ball. And if he went out, he took everything away and went. So fast bowler was always labor class. That's why if you look at Munaf Patel, he's a reluctant fast bowler. If you see tranquility on the face of Ravi Shankar, multiply that by 100,000 times and you'll see that level of tranquility on Munaf Patel's face when he goes to his bowling mark. This is Munaf. I mean, he was India's fastest bowler, but he's reduced his speed because he doesn't want the batsman to get hurt. Broadcasters have always told me that his slower one actually gets delivered after the commercial break. Ashish Nehra, again reluctant fast bowler. You get a feeling somebody is holding him from the back. He even uses his teeth to cut through the resistance. And that's why when he's making money, last 12 wickets he took in last year's IPL, you feel good about it. I think it's a BCCI conspiracy because they want Anil Kumble to retire as the fastest bowler in Indian cricket. But that happens, lots of other things happening in IPL. And one of the good things that happens in IPL, there is equality when it comes to revenue across the board. But three teams which have not played well in spite of having beautiful women in their sides is Kings 11 Punjab. I mean, I thought when Preeti Zinta was motivating the boys, they would win because she had hugged everybody more than Mata Amritanande had done in her entire life. But then I thought to myself, why is Kings 11 Punjab not playing well? On further analysis, I figured out that she was hugging only the top cricketers like Adam Gilchrist. And I wanted to go and tell her, you should hug Piyush Chawla. He needs the hug. Paul Walthati needs the hug. So it was a HR lesson that you need to hug everybody. The other problem with one more team, the Deccan Chargers, now the Sunrisers, was there was a beautiful woman who was distracting everybody, Gayatri Reddy. Now that the fact that you have new owners in the Sun group, there's a possibility that Sangakkara will focus back into the team. So there are some lessons we learn from IPL, but my team always remains as Chennai Super Kings because there's one man who has cemented his place in Indian cricket history. Nostradamus predicted a man from the prehistoric ages will come and save India. I think that's Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Because the first piece of news I read about Dhoni was Dhoni consumes 4 liters of milk per day. That day itself, I knew something big was happening. Because after Lord Ganesha, nobody had consumed so much of milk and got so much of publicity for it. Arey, 3 people clapped. So when Dhoni comes into bat, you get an impression that entire Jharkhand is coming into bat. Here's Mahi. This is a time to clap for MSG and CSK. You've been a great audience. My name is Vikram Sathaye and all the best to YouTube for the future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Vikram, hang on. Before you go, hang on. You're trying to run away. You've done this little bite-sized content for us and you're running away. But there's a few, I just spoke to a couple of people, there's a few requests that you have from people who have seen your shows before. And I have those as well, so we'd like to see them. Would you like to see a few more? I know Ajay does because he's clapping so... A few more. Saurav Ganguly, which is one of my favorites that you do. Can you do Saurav Ganguly? A lot of Dada fans over here, so for them.
Ganguly has an optical contact lens in his eye which he adjusts to Muralitharan a little differently from Shoaib Akhtar. So here's Saurav.
Hold the mic for you? Or you need it as bat?
There is a Jennifer Lopez factor on Saurav Ganguly. One more.
One more.
How about Tony Gregg?
I did Tony.
You did Tony Gregg? Okay,
Boy,
fine.
what a ply.
What apply?
How about you? You know, the Sunil Gavaskar walk that you do is my favorite.
Oh, actually, I got a little bit of fame that I got when this clip, which I did, the Gavaskar clip on YouTube, which got me little fame. After that, YouTube has not supported me, but I'm... So, Sunny Gavaskar's walk signifies the man. He is somebody who's arrogant off and on the cricket field, but his arrogance on the cricket field kind of summed up why he played well against the mighty West Indians. This is Gavaskar taking strike against Robert Garner holding. That's the late cut. Nobody plays that shot anymore.
Fantastic. You're a little master yourself, aren't you?
Thank you. Thank you
You
very much.
also did the UV walk and the gum chewing in front of him the other day, and he was rolling on the floor laughing. Why don't you give us a bit of that as well?
Yuvraj Singh is a true Punjabi. I love Punjabis. They are naturally aggressive like you. Even if you touch a Punjabi, 4 hormones will follow. So UV signifies that when he's taking on like somebody like Stuart Broad, who after the first over looked like Stuart Little when he... So here's UV. Sometimes he doesn't have a chewing gum in his mouth.
And one last before you go is the Jennifer Lopez factor that you were talking about. No one did it better than a Pakistani batsman called Ijaz Ahmed.
Wasim Akram told me, don't quote me on this, that abhi tak Pakistan mein GBW approve nahi kiya hai. Here's Ijaz.
He had a lot of padding there itself, right? Ladies and gentlemen,
Please give it up for
the
Vikram
legend,
Sathaye.
Vikram Sathaye.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sathaye, for staying up on stage.